I was staying on what Africa is doing to prepare for climate change. Now, to prepare Africa on issues of climate change, Nigerian youths have been tasked to demand action on sustainable practices in order to avoid the harsh reality of future climate impact. The United Nations, at a hybrid meeting with youth and journalists, says there is need to create awareness. And Foreign Affairs correspondent Moyo Thomas reports.
The impact of climate change on the environment in the last decade has been so devastating that experts have expressed concerns that the next 10 years could be catastrophic. While some countries are experiencing untold global warming, some others have recorded high rain volumes resulting in floods and other challenges. Africa, particularly, is also at the receiving end of these climate challenges, even though our contribution to the problem is less than 4% of the total emissions. The conveners of this African Youth Leaders Dialogue believes it is important to hold conversations on how to deal with this challenge.
We do have the climate change induced problems that present their challenges to a lot of us, affects us in one way or another. Just recently, I remember there was a time, sometime last year or thereabout early this year, they said Kogi State and other parts of the country could not come to Abuja because there was flooding. These are extreme weather events that do affect almost everyone, really.
Context. How prepared are we? If we're talking about extreme heat, we're not just talking about the heat. We're talking about water shortage. We're talking about our infrastructure getting flooded. Imagine not being able to work for at least 4 or 5 hours of the day because it's too excessive heat. And I know we're used to hot, but the kind of heat that I'm talking about is completely untenable for human health.
Financing has been identified as part of the difficulties entrepreneurs on climate adaptation project experience. But the cheering news is that the United Nations is working on this. Conscious efforts towards addressing these challenges of climate are necessary, as indicated by Mr. Ilan, one of the conveners. He says intentionally building sustainable systems like his hub is the way to go.
Is actually helping communities, is developed to support communities in rural and urban areas with no access to electricity. This system is actually very scalable, and with this system we can provide e-health like primary care solutions in remote areas.
Addressing climate change could help tackle many of the social challenges like insecurity, food security, employment, which African societies are prone to, and could help meet global sustainable development goals. Moyo Thomas, TVC News, Abuja.